Started. Perfect. Welcome to our team call. Happy to see all of your faces on here, guys. Hi. It's just the best time to see you guys because obviously we're all loners, and so it just makes my day so bright. So before we hop into our topic for tonight, I'm going to do some recognition and then go over a couple of announcements and reminders. And then Nicole and I are going to hop in to our topic. But first things first, we have Team Flower City Fit. We have Sarah and myself holding up the leaderboard for the month of March. Myself at SC10 with 1 new coach, and Sarah with SC8 and 2 new coaches. So Sarah, super proud of you. For Team Strong and Sassy Fitness, we have Nicolle with SC13 and 1 new coach, Chelsea SC11 with 3 new coaches, amazing. Leah O at Success Club 6. And then for Success Club 2, 1 or 2, we have Jenna Watson, Stacy Mortensen, Sarah Gorman, Chris Arkell, and Leah D. So congrats, you guys. Amazing month last month. And this is, this is kind of a weird time for some people. Make sure you guys are muted, okay? I don't know if I can mute people. But it's kind of a weird time for some people because people are stuck at home. Some people's jobs might be affected. But I do think that this is also an incredible opportunity to give people these tools and these gifts that we have that we get to enjoy every single day. And so don't use Corona, don't use being quarantined as an excuse to not invite people to these amazing opportunities that we have. So we don't want to take advantage of this time. We don't want to do it in a negative kind of icky way, but we do want to remember that we have this amazing gift of a healthy lifestyle and this amazing community that we all get to enjoy every single day that we can offer to people. And so just remember that people need something positive in this time. People need a stress reliever. People need something to get up off the couch. And so that is the gift that we have to give to people. So it's a brand new month. If you did not hit your goals last month, it's okay. It's a brand new month. Fresh, clean slate. And then the other thing I wanted to mention was 10 rounds launches for customers tomorrow. So and I think most of us are doing the program. It's incredible. So make sure to continue to share it on your social. And our knockout boot camp will be officially beginning a week from tomorrow. So you have the next week to really plug people into it. But just a side note, if people sign up before that, you can have them get started right away. We have uploaded all of the workouts on the units tab so they can go in there, get more information. But we are encouraging people to check in right on the main part of the page with their sweaty selfie. So you'll see a bunch of our pictures already there. Once we do a workout, we just post our sweaty selfie right in there so we can see everyone's shining faces when they finish their workout. So I think that's it. Nicole, are there any other announcements that I'm forgetting? No. In 2 weeks is virtual super weekend. So make sure you have that on your calendar. It'll be really fun. We've never done it like that before, and just making the best of this opportunity. So tonight, Nicole and I are going to be diving in to the topic of branding and your story. And why we're really passionate about this is because I think it's so important for us to remember that people are following us not only for our health and fitness and nutrition stuff, but they're following us for who we are as people. And so I actually want you guys right now to drop in the chat your answer to this question. What part of my story, if you're one of my coaches, or what part of Nicole's story did you connect with before you signed up with us as a coach? Did you relate to us in a specific way? Was there something about our personality, something about our story as a person that you connected to that made you want to join us as your coach? So drop that in the chat right now because I'd love to see those answers before I dive into everything else. And you can think about it if you want. She shared her faith and her journey through anxiety and positivity,
And if
realness.
we're not your PS coaches, what connected you to your PS coach's story? Because I know Sayari's on here and we're not her coach. So how did Chelsea, why did you connect with Chelsea?
Yes. Yep. Yeah, so I mean, these are all amazing. Always kept it real. Yes. Okay, cool. These make me so happy. So, as you can see, reading through these, none of them are like, because you worked out every day or because you ate healthy or whatever. It's all just about like personality. It's all about who we are as people, who your upline coaches as a person that made you connect with them. And so, as we're going through, tonight, and as you're thinking about that, remember that your people are watching you, from the sidelines, and they're connecting with you as a person in addition to you as a Beachbody coach. So I'm going to dive into a little bit of branding, and we're not going to do like the whole color wheel thing, but if you've never done the color wheel, it's amazing. We can share that resource with you after this call. But I want you to ask yourself, and if you're taking notes, which you should be, I want you to write down this question: who are you outside of Beachbody? So as you're thinking about, your brand as a coach and as a person, who are you outside of coaching? Here's some questions that will kind of help stir the pot, if you will. What makes you you? Like, what makes you unique as a person? How would people in your life describe you? What stage of life are you in? Are you married? Are you single? Are you dating? Are you a mom? What are your hobbies? Where do you live? Do you have pets? A significant other? What's your job? What are your passions? So those are the kinds of things that will help you define and kind of hone in on what your brand is as a coach. I'll just give you 3 examples. First one is myself. So I'm a wife, I'm a dog mama, I'm a mom to be, I'm a Christian, I'm a musician. I like singing, playing piano. I love thrifting, love secondhand stuff. I'm an all natural person, but I also really love donuts. Nicolle is a cop wife, a girl mom. She lives in Minnesota. She has blonde hair. She's adorable. A dog and a cat mom. She's sassy and spunky, and she's also a Christian. There's probably more things that you guys even thought of that are not that list, but that was my list for her. Ashley Molstad, very different. She's a wife and a mom, but she loves to drink. She loves humor. She's obsessed with pink lipstick, and she is into health and fitness. So there's so many different kinds of coaches and kinds of people out in the world, and you can be as specific as you want to be. I could have even been more specific with this list of things, but as you're thinking about, okay, what makes me as a person, what outside of working out and outside of health and fitness makes me who I am, and start to create a list of those things. And then from there, that will help you figure out, okay, what do I post about other than coaching? And that's kind of what I'm going to dive into next, is balancing your social media, balancing what you post about and what you share on your stories, so that you're not always Beachbody, or workouts, nutrition workouts, because people are going to unfollow real quick if that's all you're sharing. So it is so important to balance that. And this is something, Nicolle and I have not mastered it. We're still constantly figuring it out. We're still trying to audit what we're doing and tweak things and change things as time goes on. I do think that there's been kind of a shift in social media recently where people they definitely still want, oh my gosh, Bonnie, hey, just got so distracted. Hi. Good to see you. Gosh, lost my train of thought. People want to see your workouts. They want to see your healthy meals, but they definitely also want to see, for us, people are pumped about us being pregnant right now. So they want to see that, and they enjoy my other workout stuff too, but people are really enjoying that right now. Or I know people love when Nicolle shares pictures with Clara and Chris and whatever. So I want you, after this call tonight, or you can just grab your phone right now and take a little bit of an audit of your Instagram. or if you're more of a Facebook, you can do Facebook, but I think we're all Instagram people. So audit your Instagram. And one thing that Carly Lindor shared on a team call semi-recently was she took a screenshot of her last, like 12 photos. So that's basically like what mine would look like. And she went through and she said, okay, which ones are entertainment, which ones are fitness, and which ones are coaching related or business related. And so I want you to take some time tonight and really look through your last like 9 to 12 photos and figure out, okay, what do I post about most of the time? And from there, really evaluate, okay, maybe I do need to share more of my personal life. I know some of my coaches have shared that they struggle with that. And hopefully after this team call, you will feel like you have some tools under your belt to help you better know what to post about that's not Beachbody related. We actually, at the end of this call, Nicole's going to share more details, but at the end of this call, we're going to share a special challenge that we have for all of you, and it'll be really cool. But we're going to give you some ideas for things to be posting about that don't have to do with Beachbody or coaching. And it'll be a little challenge. So she'll explain it later. But if you are someone who does struggle, like I just like literally don't know what to post about other than my workout or other than my lunch or whatever, we're going to help you with that. So don't fret. And then the other thing too is like, we're not saying to abandon posting about Beachbody because we are all business owners. We run a business. So if you completely stop posting your sweaty selfies and your posts about the coach business, then you're going to slowly start to see your coach business affected. So you want to be able to balance, I'm going to post personal things about me, things that fit into my brand, but I'm also going to be posting about coaching. And so finding that perfect balance is going to look a little bit different for everyone. But ask yourself, and as you're evaluating your own Instagram, are you struggling with signing up clients for your boot camps right now? Maybe check out the last time you did a fitness related call to action post for your boot camp. Or do you struggle with recruiting? How often do you get on your stories, or how often do you post about the coach business? Go through and look, because if you struggle with those specific things, if you struggle with signing people up, then maybe you do need to be posting more about the Beachbody side of things. So finding a balance is really key. And then also ask yourself, in terms of the personal side, ask yourself, like, what would you post if you weren't a coach, or before you were a coach? What did you post about on your social media? Because that's still you, like you are still you. And people still want to see those things as well. So there does need to be a balance. And then I think honestly, like what brings it all together is connecting who you are with the business. So you don't always have to have one or the other. It doesn't always have to be sweaty selfie or coaching post or personal. You can merge them all together in this beautiful concoction of a post or this beautiful story that you do. And that's really where you just kind of find your niche, you find your groove, and it's the best. It's like once you can kind of get into that pocket, it's awesome, because then it stops feeling forced. It stops feeling like you are trying to push something on people. And it's more about you just being you. Yes, that is where the magic happens 100%. And so merging your story, who you are as a person, with coaching. So actually, speaking of that, I'm going to pass it off to Nicolle. She's going to be talking about that specifically, and then also mindset, and how that will really be the backbone to what you're doing on your social media and as you're sharing your journey. And then she's going to go over the challenge at the very end. So go for it, girl.
Well, I hope you all are having an awesome Sunday evening. I'm super excited about this. I've been listening to a book called Story Brand or something like that, and I've actually been doing it. I've been listening to it for my church, because I also run the social media for my church, which is a huge time commitment right now, especially since everything has turned virtual. But so I'm listening to that, and I listened to a good chunk of it trying to prepare for this team call. And I'm just super excited, because like this, like sharing your story to help you become successful in this business isn't just coaching. Like tons of businesses, companies, people, like that is how they become successful in whatever endeavor they are choosing. So sharing your story literally will skyrocket your business as well as so many other businesses around the world. And the way they do that is they share a problem and then they share a solution through their story, through like their experience. So one thing I want you to think about is think about movies, right? So there is the genre of romantic comedies or romantic movies, and there's so many of them. There's The Notebook, Walk to Remember, Last Song, Safe Haven. They all have the same storyline. Boy meets girl, they fall in love, happily ever after, right? Same storyline, but each story has its uniqueness to it. And that is what draws us in. That's what keeps us going back to the movies to watch these sappy love stories over and over again, even though we know how it's going to end. Like, if it can work for these sappy movies and they can be billion dollar box office, you know, then it can work for us. So yeah, they have a unique storyline, even though it's a basic outline, and they're still so successful. An example that is like worked on Chris and I just recently, I'm sure you guys all know that we weren't able to go on our Punta Cana trip, but we decided to hopefully go in this November. And so we have been researching other resorts that we want to go to because the Hard Rock is where the Success Club trip was at, and that's kind of spendy. And so we were looking for like another resort. And when we're doing our research, we're looking at these websites. Some of them are kid friendly, which would be awesome if Clara was going, but Clara's not going. Other ones are like party themed, and you know, we're not in college anymore. We're not really looking for the party theme. But then the one that we decided to go with has like this amazing, relaxing, luxurious, but affordable like thing. And that is what caught our eye because they share like their story, like saw that we had a problem, we needed a vacation, we're stressful parents, like this year has been chaos and it's only April, and they answer that through our story, having other people on their website relaxing, vacationing, enjoying a margarita, hugging their spouse in a bikini, things like that. Like, so if it can work for movies, if it can work for resorts, like it can work for us too. There's also like, it's not just resorts. Like if someone's looking for like a conference to go to, if they're looking to join some sort of club, like people use this tactic, I don't like that word, but use this storytelling and finding your brand to attract their specific people by sharing their specific story. So they're painting a picture for us. And so when we are trying to create our story, when we're trying to share our story, the first thing that we need to do is we need to make a clear mission statement. We need to get specific about the people that we're trying to attract. And so I'm going to share some of the top Beachbody coaches, their mission statements, because they are directly in their bio on their Instagram. So I'm going to read some of them, and I want you to take note of some of them that might sound like you and edit it. And then if you don't have something like this in your bio, I want you to go and do that right after this call. So Amy Silverman, she's top 10 for like the last 7 years. Completely different than me and Emmi, like so different, so different. But hers is, I help women make a living out of a living and make wellness a priority. Very specific. You can tell that she is very into like making an income by just living her life. Jamie Innes, our upline. I help women fall in love with their bodies and teach women how to build a business or how to build a successful wellness business from home by empowering others. How dang specific is that? Like golden. Ashley Molstead, passionate about helping women live a life they love without waiting on the wait. If you follow Ashley, she is so like against the scale, like throw it in the trash, like whatever. That's not me. I don't completely, disregard the scale, but I also use it as a tool for myself. So that wouldn't be me specifically. Courtney Wilson, I help women build confidence and find fun and fitness. If you guys follow Courtney Wilson, she's same diamond coach on Happy, Healthy, Humble. Like, she's so into her fitness routine. Like, it's insane. Moira, mindset shifts to help women rise up and find their extraordinary. That's so specific. And this one, I love, Sammy Glonick, teaching you how to balance fitness with fries. And then Morgan, who spoke on our team call not too long ago, I think hers is the best because it's so specific. And if you follow her, you know that, like, these are the people she's looking for. Realize teacher burnout wasn't the life for me. I helped 20 to 30 somethings drop the extra pounds and the extra debt. And then last, which is one that I connect to the most and very similar to what mine is, I help women find confidence and fitness freedom. So whatever you feel like you are looking for, you should be specific about that and put that in your bio, so then people know when they come to your page, like, hey, like, this person can help me. And then they're going to want to watch you over the next however long they follow you, to know that that's what you're doing, that is what you are showing up, and that it, like, you're following your mission statement. So the next thing is, people want a trustworthy and reliable guide. So with that, I want you to know that, because when we're sharing our story, we don't have to be perfect. People want to hear our ups and downs. Like, that is why we are sharing the whole dang story, because people want to see that, you know, you fail, you mess up. Sometimes you hit lows of lows. Like my last transformation, I ate like absolute crap the week before I took my before picture because I was stressed. I was frustrated that I didn't go on my trip, and I shared about that. But I turned my nutrition around, was good for 2 weeks, lost 3 pounds, and now there's my transformation. Like, if you're in a week of poor nutrition, like, I can help you. Like, hop on the train with me. And so sharing the entire story, not being perfect, share the lows and how you overcome them. And then the last thing is, we want to create a vision of what their life will look like with us being their guide. What will their life look like? So you want to share about the resources and everything that we offer with this lifestyle. So with those 3 things, what I want to talk about now is how we are going to merge our life, our story, who we are, into our fitness and our business. One thing when I say that is, I don't want you to think that you have to share every part of you. There are parts of people that you might not feel comfortable sharing about. There could be parts of you that aren't healed and you can't share on social media. Guys, that's okay. That is completely okay. Don't feel like you have to share that. That's not what I'm saying about that. Also, know that when I say that you don't have to be a coach 24/7, but when you're posting on social media, you do have to be a coach 24/7 in like every single aspect. Like, you should be able to interject something about coaching into that, because that's what our social media is. Like, that is our storefront. That is what we're doing. We are coming to social media, showing up as our job. But with that being said, is you don't have to be a coach outside. Like, you don't have to show up as a coach when you are at your other job and not on social media. But when you show up on social media, like, you have to be a coach and be able to interject coaching into everything that you're talking about. And my little example with that is, I am not a mom all the time. Like, when I'm not with Clara, I don't have to be a mom. But when I'm with Clara, I'm a mom. Like, there's no other option. So that's kind of the way I thought about it with being a coach and showing up on social media. So like Emmi said, I kind of listed some of the things that I am and how I can talk about who I am and interject coaching into it. So being a mom, it's a dream come true that I get to work from home. And so just talking about that over and over and over again when I talk about being a mom, and the fact that I get to be with Clara every single day and not miss a thing, but also make an income by working in the little pockets of time that I have in between helping her. I'm a cop wife, so our schedules would have been insane. I talk about that often, how we would have had 0 time together. And so I talk about that part of it, but also I talk about how, I get anxious about him being at work at night. You know, that really doesn't have a lot to do with coaching, but you know, the fact that I can talk about that, but I can also talk about how this opportunity is giving us more time together, like that speaks to other cop wives. Obviously you saw, like so many of my girls on here are cop wives. I'm an anxiety warrior. So like fitness was my therapy. So I would talk about how I suffered from anxiety for so many years before I started my fitness journey. And then all of a sudden, like it started to dissipate as I started, you know, working on my fitness. So these are all parts of me that I can interject coaching into so easily. Talking about like, I'm an A-type personality, I'm a control freak, I work really, really hard. Talking about that, like those are the type of coaches I want to mentor. So again, that's about who I am and how people can relate to me. But also, hey, I want other hardworking coaches because like we're gonna work together and run together to, change the world. And I can go on and on. I don't know if this is helping. Yeah, no, maybe. Couple other things I have. I'm a college graduate, but I don't use my degree that I went to school for. And so talking about that, how coaching came into my life and, gave me that purpose that I was looking for in college, but, didn't end up finding until a couple years later. I grew up in a poor divorced family. And so growing up in that environment made me feel like very worthless. But this opportunity like brought purpose, like I said, into my life and showed me that I was worth it and that I was worthy and that I deserved success. And then the last thing, which I think is kind of funny, but that I'm short, that like really, I struggled with a lot of body image stuff, especially like in my legs and my thighs. And so in high school, I did not love my body at all. But now through this community, through coaching, through fitness, I found self-love. And so these, like I just named off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things that I am and how easily I was just able to like add stuff into coaching. So I have other anxiety warriors, I have other short girls, I have other cop wives on my team because I shared about this stuff. I didn't just say, oh, yep, I have a self-love boot camp coming up. You guys want to join me? Like, that's not what I said. I talked about my thick thighs and how my ex-boyfriend said that I was thick and like I freaking hate that word now. Or I talk about how coaching has changed my life because I get more time with my husband. Not, hey guys, I have a glimpse of coaching group coming up. Do you want to come join me? Like, no, that's not how I talk about it. I share my story and then share the opportunity that I have. So problem, solution through my story. So yeah, by sharing your story, and also this makes very easy conversation. So if you're talking about these things, if you're talking about being a mom, if you're talking about who you are, it makes it so easy to talk about, to have like engaging conversations with people instead of just being like, do you want to join my coaching thing? Like, be like, oh, you have a kid that's, 6 months old, mine's 12 months. Like, let's talk about that first. And then you can talk about the coaching part as well. So that's kind of basically about the merging. You might be sitting here thinking like, that's all great, Nicolle and Emmi, but like no one wants to hear my story. Like I'm boring. Like no one wants to hear what I have to say. And the only thing that I really have to say about that is, what if we didn't show up? What if your coach, what if Emmi and I didn't show up? How would your life be different? It might be big, it might be small, but like if we didn't show up, what would be different in your life? And just think about that. You guys are, and like you're impacting other people's lives. You can have a team and a business that is big as mine and Emmi's. You can have a team and a business that's double the size of mine and Emmi's. Like you have that potential within you. And don't ever think that what you're doing and what you're saying and what you're sharing in your story doesn't mean anything and that it's not important, because it is. So you have an opportunity to impact so many people, and this is just so amazing that we have that opportunity. So yeah, that's basically what I have about that. Last thing I'm going to talk about is the challenge, unless people have questions specifically about what I just said or what Emmi just said. I'll just wait a minute or two to see if anyone has a question, and then I'll go over the challenge. which I'm excited about. No questions? So, starting tomorrow, we are doing a 21-day challenge. So April 6th through April 26th. We have 30 kind of like journal prompts for you, and we want you to share about these, something about these journal prompts either on your stories or a post every single day. And me and Emmi might be doing it a little bit differently, but you get like 1 point per sharing something about like this prompt on your story, and 2 points on like an actual post. And at the end of the 21 days, the top point earner will earn a gift from us. So some of the examples, and they're so fun, guys. Like some of them are pretty simple and straightforward. Some of them are pretty deep. And some of the things I talked about were pretty deep, but some of those things that I talk about that are deep are what get people really, connected to me. So, some of the things you guys probably are already doing is share a coaching victory. That's one of the examples. And so you can share that on your stories. You can share that as a post. And then you just take a screenshot and you'll post it underneath the challenge post that we put on our team pages, and we'll count up your points, and then, bang, bang, boom. If you're the top winner, then you win a gift. Another one is share a dream and how coaching is going to help you get there. Here's another one, share transformation and how coaching helped you transform. So these are all things that we should be doing. Some that are, maybe a little scary. Let's see if I can find one. Share, for me, it depends on what your childhood is, but share a childhood memory and relate it to your coaching journey. So kind of like what I was saying, like the worthiness. Share about how you feel right now and how coaching is impacting that feeling. So I know a lot of people, like Emmi said at the beginning, might be struggling with their current life situation. They may be laid off from work, or they might be like Allie, working the front line. She's at work right now, and stressed and overwhelmed about that. But I know, like specifically with Allie's situation, she's grateful for this community because she has people that she can talk to about it and she can connect with, and that she already has a community virtually that is supporting her. So shout out to Allie if she rewatches this. We love you, girl. But yeah, just things like that. And hopefully this will give you some ideas of what to talk about on your stories, how to share your stories. So so many stories. You just keep saying that word over and over. So yeah, does anyone have any questions about the challenge?
If we do like a story, if we talk about like the challenge in our story, do we just screenshot our story?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. That's perfect. And this will be posted. Yep, it'll be on the team page. So I have it scheduled to post at like 8:30 or something like that, because I knew the team call would be over. And this is for our entire downline. So if we're not your your specific upline coach, like this still pertains to you, and you still have an opportunity to win a gift from us. So make sure, ladies that are on here with teams, tag them in it when it gets posted, and definitely give them an opportunity to start showing up as well. Anyone have any like specific questions about sharing your story and your brand and how to figure any of that out, or anything like that, or any question, any coaching question at all? And again, this is very you can unmute yourself and just chat if you want. So
That's the color wheel, Erin. I'll look into it because I'll find it, and then I'll make sure Nicolle has it. But it's basically just a tool that a lot of coaches have used like on team calls and stuff, but it basically it's just this colored wheel, and it helps you kind of think of the different things that make you you. So it helps you kind of narrow down your brand as a person. Oh, there's a YouTube video. Cool.
It's very similar to like what all the things we've kind of talked about tonight.
Yeah.
I don't think that, I don't think there's a lot more to it than basically what we said tonight. So
yeah, if you take time to just kind of brain dump like things that make you you, it would pretty much be the same thing. It's just it's a colored wheel, so it would look like that if you use that specific tool. But yes, exactly. Bless you.
it's like, is someone else unmuted or?
No, it's Luke.
Okay, so I want to ask everyone to write down 5 things that they're going to talk about. Like 5, not talk about, but 5 things that makes you you in the chat right now. Emmi and I shared like 10 of ours, so you guys can come up with 5.
Go ahead and type them in the chat once you think of them so we can see them. Love these.
Okay, now I'm going to call on people. Samantha, can you tell me one way you could use how you can like merge being a Christian and coaching or fitness or whatever?
Okay. I'm really bad at not keeping things like siloed. So let me see here. Sometimes I listen to Christian music when I work out because the workout makes me feel a lot less anxious, and sometimes sometimes I need some Taylor Swift or like something else in the background to get me going, but having Christian music is like an extra push for me. Like it motivates me.
That's awesome. That's amazing. That's perfect. Like
I'm writing
it
that
can
down.
be something that simple, and someone's going to be attracted to you listening to Christian music over doing 6 weeks of the work listening to rap, saying the F word every other time, right?
Yeah.
Like they're going to be attracted to you because of that.
Okay.
That's amazing. So good.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, Sayari, tell me how being a student and coaching can merge. And when I say coaching, I don't mean like just the coaching business opportunity, but also like what Samantha said about the boot camps and fitness and all of that.
I feel like a lot of students can relate and be like stressed out with all the schoolwork, so you use your workouts as a stress reliever.
Awesome.
Perfect. At least that's what I do.
Definitely. All right, Erin, tell me how you connect being a dreamer and coaching.
Oh man. I think that just like dreaming of all the possibilities and like dreaming of being able to be home and spend time with my husband and spend time with my family is kind of what, like dreaming about that and making that a goal is what makes me, that's my why.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, for so long I feel like I've thought about that, but I'm like, I don't know how that's going to work, but this is like an opportunity to make that happen. So
definitely. And that's one of our prompts. It's one of our challenge prompts. Share a dream that you have for yourself and how coaching can help you accomplish that. So it's a dream that hasn't already been accomplished. So I wouldn't be able to say stay at home mom, you know, or more time with my husband because I had that, but that could be one of yours. You know what I mean? And you can share how coaching, and that's probably scary. Like, oh my gosh, poop my pants scary. Like, I don't want to tell people that, but like that is what this challenge is supposed to do, is try to push you out of your comfort zone. Amazing. Love it, Erin. All right, Brittany, tell me how being outdoorsy, no, we'll just do cosmetology. How being a cosmetologist, because I don't really know, how that can connect to coaching. Where you at? Can't see her.
I think cosmetology, I help people feel pretty on the inside and the outside. And I think that when you take care of yourself, your health and your wellness and just your physical body, that makes you feel well too. Comes up a lot during conversation when I have clients. You know, some of them open up about how if they have bad eating habits or if they started going to the gym, or even like breakups too, because that can help with like the personal development because you feel down about yourself or whatever. So
yeah. Oh, I love that. That's so good. So good. I love that. All right, Leah, talk about your chickens to me.
Okay, so I did this one time a couple posts ago. When I first got chickens, like I didn't grow up with chickens at all. I actually did not like them. My father-in-law had them, and I absolutely love eggs, and I wanted the chickens so bad. And it was something I've never done before, and it was just something I just had to do it. So I actually connected coaching with getting chickens because I've never done this before either, and missing out on an opportunity. Like, so connecting that was amazing, and the hard work that it takes with having chickens and doing coaching, just it's all worth it.
Bravo.
It's rewarding.
Bravo. Good job, Leah. You're amazing. All right, who's up next? All right, Sarah, you hard ass worker. How does, gosh, all of these. Corporate boss babe.
Well, that's like one of the biggest things that gets people like interested in what I'm doing, is the fact that I'm gone for 12 hours a day for work and I can still be a coach. That's probably one of the biggest things when people see me like on the train, or, which is kind of crazy for me to say that right now because I just got laid off from my job, but it's kind of been something that's been making people the most interested in my story, is that I still want to do this even though I barely have any time to do it. So I think people can connect to that a lot, and it makes them realize that they can do it too if I can.
They have a lot more time than you do, that's for sure. So if you can do it, anyone can do it. So good. So inspired by you.
Thank you.
All right, Sarah Gorman. Let's talk about your love for cinnamon rolls and iced coffee.
Well, I just want people to know that you don't have to give up everything you love, that it's all about balance, and that, and people are funny. They'll message me about that they like what kind of iced coffee they like, or, you know, they start conversations about that. So yeah, just trying to be like real, and that we don't just eat salad all day long. So
That's so good. Yes.
yeah.
All right, Laura. Are you Emmy's coach, or who's your upline?
I think Emmi's technically my upline. Paige is my coach.
Okay, sounds good. I was like, I haven't seen your face before. All right, tell me about being in love with the outdoors in the woods and how you can relate that to coaching.
For me, I like to be able to incorporate my dog whenever I can. Like, I love when he's with me when I do my workouts. And so when I can transfer that into the outdoors and also kind of channel that anywhere I do my workouts and connect with people that way.
Definitely.
I love it.
That's so good.
Is this your first team call, Laura?
I've been on a couple here and there.
Okay, well, welcome. I'm happy to see you.
All right, Ashley, are you still on? Yeah, there you are. Tell me about being a chronic pain survivor and how you can relate that to coaching. I'm picking on you because I know that's a tough one.
Okay, am I good?
You're good.
Okay, sorry. That is a tough one. But for me, I would say there's a couple sides to it, but the big one is just this opportunity for me to be able to take care of my health. I'm very limited in terms of what I can do physically, as far as jobs go. So having a job isn't always like plausible for me. So this opportunity to be able to stay home and take care of myself, not have to worry if I'm, my back's hurt and I don't have to call in sick to work, or if I got a really bad migraine or whatever, I can just be like, you know what, I'm not going to work today and I can just sleep all day.
Right.
I'm my own boss, and yeah.
Exactly. That's so good. All right, Jenna, talk to me about being an elementary school teacher. I know you're not doing it right now, but.
Yeah, so obviously I'm not doing it right now, but probably just, so where I teach, it's like very low income. I mean, 90% of our kids are on free and reduced lunches. A lot of the kids live with their grandparents, are in foster care, all of that stuff. A lot of these kids don't know who their parents are and all. And one thing that I've always done as a teacher is just like showing my kids to love themselves, because a lot of the kids I've had before, their parents just talk so badly to them. And one thing that it's just like, you can do it, just giving the kids like confidence in themselves, and reminding, like for myself too, like, I can do this too, reminding like, practice what you preach. So with the kids, just showing them that like they can do it, and reminding myself like I'm showing up for myself, but I'm showing up for them too.
Yeah.
So.
And then also for the people that are following you as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's such a good connection. It comes like full circle. Like you do it for the kids, you do it for yourself, you do it for family, you do it for the people that are following you. Amazing. All right, Nicolle, a new girl mama to be. Talk to me about being a girl mom soon. Where'd you go?
Well, I don't really know yet, but
hey, how can you connect with being a pregnant mama?
I mean, being pregnant's not an excuse. So you can still find ways to be healthy and, be a part of all of this.
Right. Yeah, that's so good. Definitely watching people that are pregnant and especially in their third trimester doing a burpee, like you're like, okay, I need to get my fat butt off the couch right now and get to work. Because I remember being pregnant and doing Transform 20 and people like, okay, like I cannot watch you any longer while you're doing that with a big pregnant belly. So
right.
Encouraging, yeah. Inspiring people. And then I think we just have Bonnie. Oh gosh, Bonnie, you got to talk about being a mom of 5. Where are you?
No. Yes. And so I'm a mom of 5. One of them is singing in the background. Sorry. She made me come in her room. They're 12, 11, 8, 4, and 3. And I'm currently having to homeschool the oldest 3 now too. So all 5 of them are home. So I think, that's an easy one. It's easy for me to say, oh my gosh, I'm so busy. I'm extra busy now. I have no time. But how much more important is it that I'm like working on myself? Now that they're home, they can see what I do during the day. They can see how important it is that I work on myself just to get through the day. I hope I'm setting a good example for them, but just for even other moms to be like, it's okay to set aside 30 minutes out of your day to work on you. In fact, it's essential. Right. And it's okay to have your children join you as best as they can. My kids will often join me during our workouts. Layla, who's 4 right here, so often she's like, are we working out? Like she knows after lunchtime we go downstairs in the basement and we work out while her brother is napping. And if I am lazy and I think I need to watch a show or whatever, she's like, but aren't we going to go work out? So, yeah, it's just like being an example for your kids and then just trying to do the best for yourself just to make it through your day. And actually in one of my team groups today, I just put a post up that I was working out to get the crazies out, because it's a lot to be social distancing in a house full of people when you're an introvert, and I just felt like I was going crazy. But Beachbody has been that Beachbody has been that safe self space for me. So I mean, I've been sharing that a ton with so many moms that are reaching out and being like, my kids need to do phys ed. And so I've been sending out like those 14 free workouts to them and just saying, do this, tell me how they do. And there's a whole Netflix full of things for them. So
yeah, that's so inspiring. That's incredible. I love her singing.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's everyone. Seriously, guys, that was so fun. And I hope it gave other people ideas of what other people talk about and how maybe they can incorporate, even if it wasn't the same exact thing, how you can incorporate that into your story as well. So you ladies are amazing. I'm so excited for this challenge, especially after hearing from all of you. If you have any other questions, make sure you reach out to Emmi or I or your upline coach or us, whatever. But thanks so much for hopping on. Should we do, I can get everyone on here, do a quick little boomerang. Ready, and smile. Yay. All right. I hope you all have a great night. Thanks for hopping on. See you later.
Thank you.
You're welcome.